Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Between the Gang Sports back again, giving you another great show, a great topic. But before we get started, this is your first time to the channel. Please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and then hit that bell button to get those notifications about new content every time it drops. And today is Mamba Day. Today is 8/24. Today is August the 24th, and we're here to discuss the legend that is Kobe Bean Bryant, aka Black Mamba. And yesterday would have been his 43rd birthday on August 23rd, like 1978, I think, or 79 or something like that. But we just want to discuss and bring up memories about Kobe Bryant. If you were a fan, if you were not a fan, and if you were somebody who hated him and then you hated him and you became a fan. So we're just here to discuss that. And for a lot of people who don't know, Kobe Bryant's death took a toll on a lot of people, including myself. And it was the first time that I can actually say that a celebrity's death caused me some grief. And I always was one of those guys who didn't understand why people got emotional about celebrities dying, things happening to celebrities. So that was the first time for many folks outside of the black race who've seen black men actually cry in public. I can attest to that. I'm not an emotional guy. I keep a lot of things to myself, but that day that Kobe and his daughter and others on that helicopter passed away, it was just unbelievable. It was hard to fathom what was really happening. So that's just my little backstory towards that about Kobe. And then what's crazy is I wasn't a big Kobe Bryant fan until about 2008, right when he was getting ready to win his fourth championship after the Celtics and stuff. Say they won in 2009 and 2010. The Lakers did, but that was right after I got done playing college basketball. And during that time, I fell in love. Even when I was playing college basketball, I fell in love with watching film and understanding certain things and player breakdowns and stuff like that. So Kobe just kind of met that threshold of a person who kind of did everything he was supposed to do off the court. And so that's when I became a fan. I grew up as an Allen Iverson fan because he was short, probably about an inch taller than him. But I was a huge Allen Iverson fan, and a lot of my friends was Kobe Bryant fans. And so it is what it is with that. But I just became a Kobe Bryant fan in like 2008, 2009, as I said. And the memory I have for Kobe is a special one for me. For those who's just jumping in the chat, man, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and hit that bell button. But today is Black Mamba Day. We're here discussing about certain things about Kobe Bryant, and about to give y'all a little backstory and why I named my company the way what I did. But this is July 2018, I believe. July 2018. And I've been doing a lot of training over the years out of Houston, Texas. I'm about 14, 15 years in the game doing training. Even when I was younger, around 17 or 18, I was doing training. So I've been doing this for a while. And I've been putting on for others. And so July 2018 is when I finally kind of made the decision to go out and go on my own and, put on for myself. And I'm sitting in the garage and I'm trying to figure out what it embodies when nobody is in the gym with you. The crowd is gone. There's no Wilsons going on. There's no coaches. You're just in the gym. The wheel of the squeak of the shoes on the hardwood, and you're with either by yourself or you're in there with a trainer. And so sitting there trying to think of it, and then I'm listening to music as well. And so For those who are about my age in the mid 30s, late 30s, Lil Wayne had this song about Kobe, and it was crazy. I think it was either just about to get his fourth ring or he just got it. And so for those who remember that, it was just crazy at the time. I'm trying to think of the lyrics. It's something like Kobe doing work, too far on my shirt. He the greatest on the court and I'm the greatest on the verse. Going for the fourth ring like it was the first. Gotta get the bling, do it for Kareem. Man, that song right there, that came on and it hit me right there, right away. Kobe Bryant, like he epitomized what it took to get to where he needed to be when nobody was watching him. He was in the gym. We all heard the stories about Kobe and his intense workouts and things that he did. You heard the story about him and Jay Williams being in the gym, and then Jay Williams went a little extra time, and then Kobe went further and he was already sweating. And he comes out and he busts his butt for like 30 or 40, and then Jay Williams goes, man, I had to ask him, why did he stay in the gym so long? And he replied, because I saw you walk in, and to let you know that you weren't going to outwork me. And so that in my mind let me know right there that Kobe did a lot of things between the game that nobody really saw. And so that's why I named my company the way I did, and that's why I pushed for some of the things that I do. But it's just weird, man. That happened July 2018. I'll never forget it. And so those of y'all in the chat, man, please leave a comment where you're from. I'll give you a shout out. I always try to. I appreciate you taking the time, jumping in with me, and things of that nature. Please subscribe. We will be doing call-ins in a little bit if you would like to call in and express your memories to Kobe Bryant. But back to what I was saying, that's why I named my company what I did. And Kobe just kind of became a mentor to me without even knowing he's a mentor. He had these things in his life that he went by, such as he had one called "Follow your passion" or either "Find your passion." And for me, that's one of my favorite phrases right now about following your passion. Because look, I left education. I had an easy job. I wasn't really working hard. The hardest thing I had to do was bus duty, and I left that because I no longer enjoyed going to work. The passion that I had for it was no longer there, so I decided to dip. And now I'm following my passion, my dreams, and doing this YouTube stuff and doing training more and pushing my training more. It's all I think about pretty much when I wake up to do. I'm writing ideas down daily, and it's just my passion for it. It's great right now, and I can't stop thinking about it. This is why I'm doing certain things. For those who know me, I'm not even a talker, but for me to get out here and do this, it's just it's wild to me. But right now, this is what is driving me. And so, excuse me. And then Kobe had another thing where he said that he didn't hang around like lazy people. That can go for a lot of things, man. You can't, whatever you're doing in your life, you can't be lazy about it. You can't go into your job or to your relationship and to your family and think, I'm just going to do a job today. I don't want to curse, but you just got to keep pushing, got to keep grinding, because nothing comes good out of being lazy. And of course, you need your rest days, but I can understand what Kobe's mindset was at about not hanging around lazy people, because lazy people can turn you into a lazy person. And so I'm really, really taking that to heart about trying to grind every day and push forward every day, even though it may be hard. But you still got to get to it, man. And so even with the name like Between the Game, that can go to anything in your life, man. It's just a mindset of knowing that a lot of people don't know what you go through. They just see what's happening to them at the moment. Like, for instance, being a father. I'm not a father, but a lot of people don't know what fathers go through at night. They're up a lot of times thinking about the next move, thinking about their family protection, finances, and things of that nature. So You got to have that mindset to push through when nobody's there cheering and applauding you. That's not how it goes. So I'm I'm with that. I believe in that wholeheartedly, and that's just what Kobe meant to me, man. For those who are in the chat, man, please leave a comment. If you got a thought about Kobe you would like to share, or a memory about Kobe you would like to share, I will put it up on the screen. You can even call in. Y'all can call in down at the number below. It's 936-337-1388. And just give your thoughts about Kobe, man. I'll put you on. And I just remember Kobe beating, there's another memory for me. Kobe beating the Sixers again. I was a huge Allen Iverson fan. And so when the Sixers made it to the finals, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And they were going against the Lakers, who had swept the whole Western Conference. I believe the Spurs, Jazz, and somebody else, I can't remember. But they swept the whole Western Conference, and nobody gave the Sixers a chance. And they came in, and they still won. In Staples Center, Allen Iverson had like 40. Y'all know the famous step over Ty Lue, which is a huge meme right now. And so, but after that, man, Kobe just kind of took it personal and just gave the Sixers, he gave Allen Iverson everything you can think of. And I'm just like, wow, man. You know, Kobe told that story of him like he had to figure out Allen Iverson. Like he started studying like sharks and lions, like that mental, that preparedness, that concentration is unmatched. And this is why Kobe Bryant means so much to everybody in the basketball community. Another favorite memory of mine for Kobe Bryant was the Indiana Pacers series, I believe, or the King series, one of those. And Shaq fouls out, and y'all remember Kobe going, basically telling everybody to chill. And I'm just like, wow, this dude was special. And so my father, huge basketball guy, Magic Johnson is his favorite basketball player. I'm sorry, you got Dr. J, Magic Johnson, and then Kobe Bryant. I believe so. But Kobe, he would always tell me about things and people. And he would say this, he would say that there are people who are born to learn to play the game of basketball, and then there are people who are born to play the game of basketball. And Kobe Bryant was one of those guys who was born to play basketball. I don't care whatever else he decided to do, at some point in life, the galaxy, the stars all lined up, God, whatever it may be, was going to push him to play basketball. And he was a perfect specimen to play basketball. And just the things that he did on the court. Y'all remember the run he had in 2010, 11, where he went like 25 straight games, averaging over 35. He scored 40 a bunch of times. He had 50 and throw it in there. Then he had 60 and 3/4, and then he had 81 against the Raptors. But that's one of Kobe Bryant's most famous moments. Everybody loves that moment. But I loved his competitiveness. I'm still a huge competitive person. I do miss the things, and it's unfortunate that we missed out on his afterlife, right? His life after playing basketball. And he was going to do great things. Like, we all knew that. He won an Emmy. He won an Oscar right away, right after retiring. And so we knew that he was going to be great. And we don't know the answers to what would have happened if he was still here today. We don't know the thoughts behind him and his family and his daughter, and then those other young ladies and families going up in a helicopter We don't know why they didn't wait. We know that they were going to a AAU tournament January 26th to 2020. And so I remember when I got the news, and it was crazy because I was getting ready for AAU practice, actually. I was getting ready for AAU tryouts. And I'm sitting there and I see all this stuff come across Facebook. Kobe Bryant dies in a crash. And then I'm seeing it on the internet. Kobe Bryant and his daughter dies in the crash. And they said Rick Fox, and then they said some other people. And I'm like, no way. And I'm like, it's not true. It can't be true until it pops up on like ESPN or something like that. And about 45 minutes later, it comes through on ESPN app and things like that and saying Kobe Bryant has passed in a helicopter crash. And I remember just standing there and staring off into the abyss for a good three or 4 minutes. And I was sick to my stomach instantly. Because like Shaq said, people like Kobe Bryant don't die in those type of situations. You see your heroes, you see your legends, basketball legends, they are still walking around. And you still get to see those guys, people like Allen Iverson, and Shaq, and Hakeem Olajuwon, and the list goes on and on. And then you hear about Kobe. It's just like, no way. It can't be true. Still, right now, a year and 7 months, or 8 months past, you still can't believe it. And as strange as it may seem, the world has not been the same since that day, January 26th of 2020. We've been in a pandemic since then. We've been vaccines are being brought up. People are still dying. Unfortunately, it's a crazy time. And it all, in my mind, let me tell it all started the day that Kobe Bryant and his daughter and those families passed away. So, but those of you who are in the chat, man, leave your thoughts in the comments. Again, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, then hit that bell button for notifications. Trying to do this, but again, we're here to talk about Kobe Bryant. Today is Mama Day, 8/4. It has been deemed Kobe Bryant Day in California, I know for sure. I want to say across the nation. So today is Black Mama Day. We just wanted to do tribute to him, and we do miss him. And it's crazy. He would have had a Hall of Fame career outside of the basketball court as well. So we were robbed in a sense, but we don't question those type of things. We believers in God. We just, accept the terms and we try to keep going. But I still have moments thinking to myself like, dude, not Kobe, man. He's not the one to be gone like that. I was just sitting there thinking sometimes like, man, I miss watching that dude play. I'll go watch old games and old highlights, and then I'm watching games. I'm sitting there studying his moves and his footwork. And everybody says Kobe had the best footwork I've ever seen. Besides Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, he's from Texas. But hold on, give me a second. What up, man? We got Hope Jordan in the building. What's going down? We out here talking about the late, great Kobe Bryant and his Mama Day, 8/4, August 8, 24. So we just kind of going with some memories and reminiscing about Kobe Bean Bryant, aka Black Mamba, and I know you are a huge Kobe fan, so you can let the people know your fandom started and where it ends. I don't think it ended, but the start of it and how it continues to be a fan of Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant fan since about middle school. Like I always say, I'm 37 years old, so y'all do the math. So, you know, I mean, you know me personally, so you know I've never not been an extreme Kobe fan. So, yeah, man, it's a bittersweet thing being Black Mamba.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was just saying, like, it still don't seem real, even though it's a year and like 7 months past. But he's gone, and his daughter's gone, and those other families. It's just weird, and we were expecting to see another Hall of Fame type of career in his life after basketball.
Life after basketball, like he was saying all the time, he wasn't gonna be old playing basketball. Like he wanted to go out his parents. He wasn't gonna be in a situation where he's going out scoring 17 points a game.
Yeah.
You know, more or less like you know, not to call Melo out, but that's what Melo is in his career. And, you know, basically a specialist. And Kobe said, I'm not gonna be that kind of guy. I'm gonna leave basketball. I'm gonna give it all I got. And then when it's time for me to hang it up, I won't have any regrets. So that's something you gotta respect about Kobe. He always was very intentional about what he did.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know that he went out in a blaze of glory in his last game, 2016, against the Utah Jazz. That son of a gun put up 60. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
There's only one person I can think of to do that. Say that again. I said there's only one person I can think of doing that.
That would be him.
Yeah.
It was real to watch that game. I remember being in Buffalo Wild Wings. You know, they're playing with Utah. And it was from a lifetime fan, it was like, damn, this is like the last time I'm gonna see Kobe play basketball. Like, and the game was kind of it was competitive the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kobe just kind of started, I guess the gravity just hit him hard and concise that this is my last basketball game. He just went in fuego, man. And his teammates knew it, and they let him do his thing. And the best part of it was, like I said, it was a competitive game. And his efforts it just wasn't like a token effort where clearly, it looked like more all-star game. It's like it literally was necessary for them to win.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, they ended up coming up winning that game, even though it was meaningless, in the sense that the Lakers were out the playoff picture. But I thought it was very indicative of who he is, man, the ultimate competitor, man, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was the story that said, who was it? Was it D'Angelo Russell? Somebody, Julius Randle, somebody, he told them, like, basically, like, man, anybody come to see you? Like, exactly, man. And Kobe, man, it's just, he's the only person, like, I can't, anybody else in their last game, we got LeBron coming up in his couple more seasons, it'll be his last game. I don't see anybody else being able to go out the way Kobe did in his last game. And granted, he took, 30-something shots, but that's who he was, man. When the lights were the brightest, it was time for him to shine, and he knew being a competitor, but also being the performer that he was, he put on a show, man. I remember that game like like it was yesterday. I haven't watched it since his passing. I can't watch it anymore. I haven't even watched his funeral ceremony. I will eventually, but it's just weird. Like you don't want to. Yeah, still weird.
Yeah, I mean, same here. Like a lot of I was like, I know he got like a documentary that came out. I can't bring myself to watch it. It's just been something that's been a part of what I've been as far as a basketball fan since I was about 14 years old. So I don't know. It's one of them things. I guess one day I can know how to be able to watch it again like that. All those memories are still in my brain pretty tightly, so I don't necessarily have to revisit it in that space. But yeah, it's just hard to look at it, knowing that he's no longer a part of this earth at this point. You know
Yeah. So when I got you on here, what was your? I know you got plenty of memories, but what is your like top two memories of Kobe Bryant? Top two.
This ain't really a Kobe moment as far as him having a phenomenal game. But when we beat the Celtics in 2009, and Kobe had the 16 rebounds, and Ron Artest finished the game and called the foul, and he finally beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
The Celtics game. Because if y'all remember, man, like Kobe had a phenomenal season because Boston went up.
Yeah.
He just started just going straight up Mamba mode. I think he had a multiple 50-point games, and then game 7, he didn't really have the legs in him, but he get the 2 crucial free throws to ice the game again with the 16 boards to get like 24 points.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite Kobe moments because it validated all that stuff that he basically was the baby to Shaq, and he could do it on his own as a leader. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was one of my favorite Kobe moments with that. Second favorite Kobe Bryant moment. So many of them, man.
Yeah, I know it. I already know.
I would probably say, I know everybody wants to say 81-point games. I'm gonna not say that one just so I won't be generic.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say when Portland series, when he just started to go nuts when Shaq fouled out. That was another validating moment when everybody thought Shaq would carry on, but Shaq was just fouled up and Kobe just started going ape shit on the Kobe stop for rookie pass.
Yeah.
Kobe started eating him alive, man. As a Kobe fan, I was just, man, just standing up, beating my chest like that was just phenomenal, man. Because when you're still young, you still wasn't a complete player yet, but that was just coming out for him. He could carry the load by himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he was called to do so. So I would say those two were two of my favorite Kobe moments.
Yeah, I remember all of those. I think I was saying this earlier before you got on. My favorite one is either it's against Sacramento or it's against the Pacers, and Shaq fouled out, kind of the same situation, and he's basically telling everybody to chill, like I got this, and so that was that was my moment. Like, oh, this dude here he's the closest thing we had to Mike since Mike retired, and so. But I was telling folks earlier. I wasn't a big Kobe Bryant fan. I was Allen Iverson. You know this. He was my dude. But like 2008, 2009 was when I really just started appreciating Kobe Bryant. And I wasn't one of those dudes that hated him. He just wasn't my favorite guy. And so, and I know there's plenty of people out there in the world now who actually hated Kobe Bryant, but became a fan of his later in his career. And I can respect that, man. That's all you can ask for as an athlete. And people respect the time that you put in and the craft. The time you put in your craft and things of that nature. So it's
absolutely. Absolutely, man. And I like, man, now the one thing I have watched since the last time, since his demise, was that I hate Kobe Bryant commercials. Y'all.
Oh, I love that commercial.
Oh my God.
I love that commercial.
That was the freaking definition of what Kobe Bryant was and is about. That commercial is perfect. It's perfect.
Absolutely.
All the hate. And what he called it was like black magic. Like you're supposed to basically turn your negative stimuli into motivation, turn it to positive. That's like an old hermetic principle, like alchemy and things of that nature. So Kobe was real big in that, and so that was perfect.
Yeah.
And down there, like, that's lifelong Kobe fan makes me want to cry a little bit.
It's tough, man. Like Nike hit it out the park with that one, man. I can absolutely agree with that, and it's from a song by I want to say Otis Redding or something like that, and the original song goes I can't stop loving you or something like that, and they switched it up and it's like, man, I can't stop hating you now. Like I've been hating you for too long, and I'm like, whoo. That's crazy,
that
man.
video still give me the chills, man. It's like you said, it's
That's crazy, man. But again, we're out here discussing the late Kobe Bryant. I got Hoop Jordan called in, and I wasn't sure what the show was gonna be like, but I really don't care. I just been talking and rambling. We had a few people jump in. Just
Okay.
I'm a basketball nut. I'm gonna speak about it when it's on my mind, and I don't like to talk, but here we are. And then one of the reasons that I am here is because of Kobe Bryant, and was just basically being fearless and living with the results, man. Do what you got to do, and then live with it, and be happy with yourself that you did something. So that's why we're here right now.
Absolutely, man. You and that's what I let in with. You just don't leave nothing on the table, man. He gave everything, and he had no regrets. He walked away like I tried my best in every capacity, and I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. No more.
Yeah.
So go and go around limping and stuff like a lot of guys, still living off their basketball checks. He was well, accomplished, financially stable. Had his daughters he put his life into, and he walked away with no regrets. And a lot of guys, they don't have the same type of exit. Man. They exit on bad terms.
Oh yeah,
they
absolutely.
Leave the table.
I say absolutely.
Yeah, and I will say, man, one of the biggest reality things I faced leaving college was like, damn, I could have worked harder, man. I could have played a lot harder. I could have trained a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a tough feeling when you know it's over. I remember my last game. We played Southern University. I like, it's it. Like, it's it. Like, damn, I'm really not a college basketball player no more.
Yeah.
A lot of regrets. You know what I mean? And so, it's tough, man.
Yeah. It's tough. And that's all part of being a young man and then learning about life. I'm the same way with you. When we lost to Northwestern State at the Campbell Center, goddamn Campbell Center, and it was just like, dang, this is over. And I was thinking, like, man, I should have shot a little more. I should have just, kind of not disobey what coach was saying, but kind of play my own game. But I did a lot of stuff just to get on the court, man. And it's just like, dang, if I can go back and do it, I will be more aggressive about my time and being more of a leader with my teammates, because we were a good group but very immature. Like all we did was joke, and it showed on the court towards the end. So, but just a lot of things that Kobe said and did, I try to take with me still. I was talking about this before you got on, about how he says follow your passion or find your passion, and this is probably one of the reasons that you left education as well. But I left education with no regrets, man. It was like I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I didn't like going there. It was time for me to get out. And so when I decided to leave, that thought was in my mind, like follow your passion. So this is where we at right now.
And you go, man, because at the end of the day, man, nobody can want an end result for you. You want it for yourself. And you got to be a self-defined man, especially in this life, man, that we have. It's a lot of influences that can take you off your square, as it were. A lot of things that can derail you. Shots my boy Darrell. That can kind of just distract you from what you need to be doing, supposed to be doing. So you got to keep your head about you, man. You got to keep your goal of where you want to be, what you want to be. Always, in your forefront. You never forget that, man, because you're gonna keep working towards it. So I just knew education wasn't gonna get me to where I want to be.
Yeah.
I left almost 7 years ago to the day, and I ain't looked back.
Oh man, I already know, man. It's crazy. The day that I decided I wasn't going back, I've been sleeping better. I've been going to sleep faster, waking up in a better mood, and so it is what it is. But I'm gonna ask you one more thing. What was your favorite? I seen you posted on Facebook the Ben Wallace dunk, his rook in summer league. I think it was summer league. But what was your favorite Kobe Bryant dunk?
I can't say one. I'm gonna do three.
Mm-hmm.
One is Kobe on Yao, because at the time Yao Ming was kind of seen as undunkable. Like he was that phenom out of China, and he was super light. Just if y'all know y'all, man, his build, he had tree trunk legs.
Absolutely huge.
He had great timing, and he just was a smart basketball player. He really was. Kobe climbed that tree first and banged his ass. I was just like, Kobe banged his ass, man. So that's definitely gonna be one. Another one's Dwight Howard. Like Dwight Howard, shot blocking prowess. I mean, he was young, Dwight.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard, he's kind of turned to a caricature of himself now. But in Dwight Howard's upcoming in his prime, Dwight Howard was the best defensive player in the NBA arguably for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Kobe climbed his ass too. And third one. You know what? This one's not even the best. It's not even, I wouldn't put him on. Because I used to think of like this little fast break, 360 windmill when I remember. He had another, he went baseline on somebody. It just was nasty. But when he was old, when he came through the lane and dunked on those three dudes for the Brooklyn Nets,
yeah.
That's almost their second to last season. Just to show I still got it.
Yeah.
I was just like, come on, Kobe.
Yeah, he snuck that one in. He snuck that one in.
I remember like he was giving him shit about it. He was on a Jimmy Kimmel show not too long after that. And they had a thing called celebrity tweet, where people would tweet celebrities, and then the celebrities would go on there and read it and get a grab.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he's like, I remember a time when people didn't get so excited with Kobe dunked.
Oh,
so yeah, we'll put that in the top three, my personal top three, even though they may not necessarily be the most executed best dunks, but those are the ones that stood out the most to me.
Yeah, I like those. I'm gonna go with mine. One is no particular order. One is the dunk that he had against Denver, I think. They shooting free throws, and then Robert Horry gets it off, either make free throw and they throw it deep, and he goes behind his back and like half 360 on somebody who was like.
That's what I'm talking about. That was what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. The other one is against the Spurs when he had his hand wrapped and he couldn't really cuff the ball, and I think he dunked on Bruce Bowen, and he turns around and like waves to the camera. I'm just like, this dude is unreal. And then my third one is later in his career, not before the injuries. I want to say it's against the Atlanta Hawks, and he drives the baseline and he does like a half. He jumps from one side of the rim and then reverses it on the other side, and you can hear the emotion in the dunk. And I was like, yeah, he feeling himself on that one. So that was later in his career. So those are my.
That's the first time what I'm talking about too. Yeah. So
The one against the Hawks.
Yeah, I believe that's the one.
Yeah, and he got another one against. Is it the Raptors? It was a late game dunk too, and they put him up by like one or two. Late game dunk. They sent a double team at him. He was able to get around it, goes down the lane, and he dunks it two hands. So the dude was, like I was saying before you got on. There are certain people who are born to play basketball, and he was one of them.
Absolutely.
I don't think he would have done. I was saying earlier, like even if he tried to fight it, I think the universe would have still brought him back to play basketball, because it just, the charisma, the athleticism, the smile, the confidence, the game, the work ethic. It was meant to be displayed, and it was meant to be displayed in the game of basketball.
Absolutely. And his dad, I mean, let's be honest here, he was groomed to play basketball.
Yeah.
Played overseas, ball in Italy when he was a little kid, and he just was exposed to a lot at a young age. You know, and a lot of people, you know, I give LaMelo Ball a lot of credit for playing overseas at a young age. For Kobe doing it, he's like 8.
Yeah.
So he had such a wide array of experience that nobody else can even come close to. That's why he was so polished. I was laughing with one of my boys the other day while we was reviewing that video where Kobe was in high school, and then they was about to play this big game, and then ESPN was covering it, and the guy was like, he was talking to some of the guy on the other team first. Like,
Yeah.
well, y'all got Kobe Bryant tonight, so he think this guy's gonna contain him, or you think y'all have to y'all gonna win? And the guy, oh yeah, we're surely gonna, Kobe's tough. So we play team ball, and we're gonna contain him, and we're definitely gonna come out with the win. Now Kobe's really good, but whatever. So the guy being messy, he goes over to Kobe.
Yeah.
The guys over there. They're going to continue, they're going to get the win. Kobe looked at him like,
yeah. I remember that look like, man, please. Like, he wanted to say something else, but he couldn't. Hey, man, Kobe was a fool, man. Like a pure fool, man. Yeah, man. And you know that story, and I've said this story before, man. You know it, you heard it too, that Kobe really believed at the age of 16 that he was better than Michael Jordan, for those who's still in the chat. Like, he really believed that. I heard this story from multiple people who hangs around NBA people, and they were at a camp or something, and Kobe was literally saying at the age of 16, 17 years old that he was better than Mike. And dude, he literally believed it, dude. Like, and I tell people all the time, and it was more of an obsession. It was like a sickness what Kobe Bryant had towards Michael Jordan, and it wasn't I want to say it was a bad thing, but it was a good thing in his mind. But he was obsessed with that dude and being better than his style wise, his interviews, like everything about him would remind you of Mike, and it was just like that's almost like a sickness, man. So it's,
That's just who he was, man. And he didn't take excuses, man. A lot of teammates, either it was the experience of a lifetime or the worst time of your life, depending on if you got on his program or not. That's just because he was, man. And so, there's a lot of things not to like about Kobe's personality. I would fully admit that, but he just was obsessed with everything, like you said. Like, it was almost like you got in a movie called Mr. Ripley, The Strange Case of Mr. Ripley. The dude wanted to be Mr. Ripley so bad, and it was to an obsessive level, and he ended up killing the guy. So to beat him. And I forgot what young Matt Davis in that movie. He was real young. So that's kind of what Kobe was on, man. He was that obsessed with Mike, man, and Mike kind of served as this surrogate dad, and that's just what he was on, man. He wanted to learn from the best, and he was not going to accept failure. That's just what. And a lot of guys don't understand. Like, you can watch your favorite basketball or football player out there. Everybody's not invested in the game like you think. Some dudes do it because they're good at it, and they pay them a lot of money. And they go home, they time on the court, when they go home, they time at home, it's their time at home. I'm kind of like that, to be real. It's hard for those guys to just say, hey, my free time, I'm going back to the gym. People like me gonna go hop on the game, so she's a lady talking about the bed, just get a college kid up. High school, I didn't really go out like that, but I wanted my downtime. Kobe wasn't like that, man. Every day was a day at the office, and when it was time off, it was time he knew his competitors were not working out, so I work everybody. That's how he worked.
So what's your favorite? I'm knocking my camera over. What's your favorite? We got hoop jargon on. So we're discussing about Kobe Bryant, but what's your favorite story that you heard of Kobe, whether you believe it's true or not?
Favorite story about Kobe. Well, the infamous workout. Stuff like when he was, who was he working out with? It's from the USA thing, and somebody said they want to work out with Kobe. And then something about he wanted to do like a 6 a.m. workout, but then he found out that Kobe was on his second workout around 6 a.m. He's from the city. He's like, Kobe got to work out these. He was maniacal, man. Like 4 a.m. he ready to get up and get after it.
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Man, man, it's so great to sit back. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember who it was. I, it wasn't Kyrie. It was Michael Redman. I don't know who it was, but it's funny now. You can sit back and laugh at that kind of stuff because he's gone. But it's just like, man, this dude was literally. They could have probably labeled him insane, man. Like, I was telling the story earlier about him and Jay Will. Jay Will was in the gym and Kobe was already in there drenched and whatever. And then Jay Will say he worked out for about an hour. And Kobe kept going, and then he proceeded to give him like 40 that following night. I mean, that same day. And then Jay Will was like, "Man, I gotta ask him, man, like, why are you going so hard?" And Kobe goes, "Because I saw you walk in." Like, all right, come on, man. It's like he's like, I had to let you know you was not gonna outwork me. like that's insane. That's insane thinking, dog. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
She comes from that same class. She was just saying how, like, after they won their first championship, they brought some rookies in. And, like, the veterans, that was their second championship they won. And the veterans, didn't have to come to the first camps and shit like that. And Cool showed up at the camp. And everybody was like, why are you here? He's like, so all y'all know that shooting guard position is taken already. So at least y'all know it's only 4 positions.
Hey, man, it's a cold world out there. And what's crazy is we call that crazy thinking in the normal world, or maybe even in the sports world. But if everybody thought like that, have that kind of mindset, things will be so much better, not only in sports, but in life in general. And so we call it crazy because it's not the norm, but it's kind of, where am I trying to go with this? It's kind of a parallel universe type thing. If it was the other way around, then thinking the way most people think, it would be not the norm. We should think more like Kobe and the Cynthia Cooper type of people. Did I lose him? I think we lost Cliff. Cliff. I think we lost Hoop Jargon. But like I was saying, man, if we can think, have that mindset towards a lot of things in life, how much better this world will be. That was just my spiel on Kobe Bryant. Excuse me. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I just wanted to, this was a tribute show. I appreciate those who clicked in, and might have not been your cup of tea, but we're gonna try to do some more interviews. I'm working on some college coaches. But bring your thoughts, bring your comments, and you can get in on the show. We're gonna try to do another call-in show. I'm glad Hoop Jargon called in. I wanted to see how it worked. Some people, text me and said that the mic was too low, or the music in the background was distorting the microphone. So I'm trying to work this out again next time. And the next show that I want to try to do is basically around, for basketball wise, is around, we're going to go by position, starting with, I guess we can start with the center position, but we want to do the top 5 center positions, then so on, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, and then down into point guard. So that's the next idea that I'm working on. You bring your thoughts, your comments. Don't forget to like the show, hit that thumbs up button, hit the bell button for notifications, and please, please, please subscribe. I need more subscribers so the show can get better. If you would like to donate, you can go to the Cash app called Between the Game Sports. You can even become a subscriber on YouTube and then apply to the super chat, and then that will help the show out a lot more too. So, man, I appreciate those who tuned in. It's been great going back down memory lane. I appreciate Hoop Jargon for calling in and sharing his thoughts, because he's been a huge Laker fan since day one. And with that being said, this is Between the Game Sports. I'm out. Peace.